and bibliography. It is my great privilege to introduce the resource person of this session, Mrs. Priyanka Vittal Naikawdi. Presently, she has been working as librarian at Shahu Mandir Mahavidyalaya, Parvati, Pune. She has 12 years experience as a librarian. She has large number of national and international publications on her credit, and she also published a book published by international bookseller. She has attended and participated in more than 20 national and international conferences. She has organized 2 national level seminars, and she is working as e-content coordinator of Savitribai Phule Pune University's study material project from 2020. She is recipient of Best Research Paper Award at National Conference organized by Pune Architecture College. We are fortunate to have such a great scholar among us today. Thank you. Now I request resource person of this session, Mrs. Priyanka Naikawdi ma'am, to deliver her lecture. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank. Am I audible? Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just received a call that I have just 35 to 40 minutes, so I will be able to summarize it in just 30 to 40 minutes, as participants already have the lunch time. So not to waste the time, I will share my screen first. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
The topic given to me was preparation of bibliography. With respect to all the organizing team and principal who has given me the opportunity to talk on this topic, that is bibliography and preparation of bibliography. Very interesting topic is given to me. So I think every participant who is here has at least aware of this term, and they have already, in their research process, a lot of articles they have published, you already have published, and you are in the research process, or you have completed a doctorate also. So importance of bibliography is very essential to know at this stage in the FDP of research methodology especially. So the topic I have broadened as bibliography, and myself, Priyanka Naikawdi from Shahu Mandir Mahavidyalaya, is presenting the topic of bibliography. Let me tell you one thing, that I have presented this picture in initially because I always feel that a wise man or a research scholar always is balancing these things at a time, especially in the pandemic situation where we were all facing the technological barriers, and we have to tackle with the technology in the education system. So on one hand, he is handling the technology along with the traditional systems, along with the print material, online material. We have to adjust this research, and we have to deliver the best in education system. So this is a wise man who is handling both the things, and that is what we expect as a stakeholder of education system. Then what is the aim of this presentation? I will just give you the brief idea of bibliography. What my presentation, or what at the end of this presentation I think you should at least be aware of, is 3 things. That is to know the bibliography and its importance in research, to know various bibliography related terms, because many times there is a chaos in bibliographic terminologies. And let's see, or what is important at this stage, that RM tools, that is reference management tools, which we are going to use in preparing the bibliography. So these 3 things are basically my motto in this presentation, to make you understand or to make you aware of it. So to start with it, when we say research, there are n number of definitions. I will not go into detail of it, but when we say research, it is a glimpse of that all research process or all research terminology is. Research is simply re plus search. Why I'm telling you these 3 things? Because they are directly connected to the references. When research is defined in 3 simple ways, that research is re plus search. So you are searching again and again. That is what research is. And that is what, out of which you provide inventions, innovations, or discoveries, or many standard theories you are going to produce after your research process. So it is re plus search. And I always feel that research is simply defined as a systematic quest for knowledge in pursuit of attaining some goal or knowledge. You are always having some quest in your mind, and that is what a problem you have, and you are going to attain the solution of it. That is what a research in simple way we can define. And the third part, as a characteristic of research, is it is a collection of data and information and its analysis for the advancement of the existing knowledge. So in these three things, in these research characteristics, what is the essence, what is the essence I have mentioned here is the reference. These three things go on waste in the research process if you are not going to give the references properly throughout the research process or throughout the result uh, or at the end of that research process. So reference is extremely important in research process. When we talk about bibliography or references, I think there are basic research ethics which every researcher should follow or should remember, that it is a part of ethics. Research ethics, when we talk about ethics, there are three things that we have to obey or give the respect to the right of that individual author, whether it is author, organization, or institute. So we have to give the respect to them, to give them the honor, and reporting research fully will not be able to complete unless and until you are citing or referring the contents or reviews wherever they are necessary. So citations or giving reference is the basic thing which you should follow as an ethic in your research process. Then it may be overlapping you because you are already a doctorate person, but still, or you are maybe following a project, but still these are the things which I would like to add in my PPT. There are related terms to bibliography. Many times there is chaos that what is reference, what is citation, and what is bibliography. So let me explain you in a simple way. When you are citing or locating a single source that for a material, that time you give a reference in a specified manner, in a specified style. You are going to give a reference. It is simply a reference. There may be one or two or few references. So it is a reference. But when you are listing out those references, or when you are giving the list of those references at the end of your research final product, whether it is thesis, dissertation, or article, that time it is called as a bibliography. It is an extra or additional and compulsory of appendix at your research final product, that is bibliography. So it is at the end, it is a list out of those references. So references is a part of bibliography, and bibliography is a broader term. So bibliography and citations. What is citation and what is the difference between citations and references? So my dear friends, it is nothing, there is nothing, or there is no change in these two terminologies, because they are used interchangeably, and in technical language we generally call it as citations. So references and citations both are the same terms. As I said, bibliography is a list of books, articles that have been used by someone when writing a particular book or article, or there are n number of type of material is now available, especially in the online era. In online scenario, we can see there are so many documents which we can cite, and there are reference style manuals which are available for each and every document, and they are adding day by day. So basically there is a division of this bibliography in three types, that is enumerative, descriptive, and analytical. We people do follow enumerative bibliography because we give it at the end by number and chronological or alphabetical manner, whichever style we are going to follow. So it is enumerative. If you want to know about descriptive, it is nothing but it is something when you are going to describe the physical structure or the physical pattern of that material, along with its physical describing the physical factors of that material. That is descriptive. It is additional to enumerative. And analytical is something which is based on expertise of yours. So it will be an internal structure or internal things will be also analyzed there. So it is a part of external and internal expertise that you're going to put your efforts in that and summarize it into the bibliography. So we have to focus on enumerative bibliography. We people do follow, and we are following we are actually giving the enumerative bibliography at our research project, or in an article, simply in an article. So we have to know that we do follow enumerative bibliography at the end, because at the time of maybe your viva or the presentation, you should mention it somewhere that it is an enumerative bibliography. As I said, that there are some factors in each and every reference which are compulsorily there, and there are reference styles. So what are the common factors which are there in the reference styles? Like name of the author, publication, year of publication, then its title, then place of publication, its pages, especially the books and articles, and then issue and volume number in cases of articles. So there are other factors as per the type of material which you are going to refer. So this is one APA format of book bibliography which I have given here as an example. Then bibliography. There is no such difference between bibliography and bibliography. It is just an bibliography which is in the online or a digital format, based on it is an online bibliography that lists and hyperlinks website and digital information around a simple topic. So if you are having an online document which you have retrieved or received, you can give the web details, website details, and retrieval date along with the various formats of APA, MLA, Harvard. There are various styles which you can follow for this bibliography, but it should be a digital object. So in an APA style, if you are going to write an ebook bibliography, then you have to write the data author details along with the website details, and when you have retrieved, and it's if you have a DOI number, everything you can mention it later part. Then you can see this window, which is very important. The number is increasing. I have listed here 50 type of documents that can be used as a reference. So we have to be very careful as a researcher. If we are taking something as a reference from online sources, or from whether it is a print sources, newspaper article, whether it is a message, especially in cases of political science and journalism, if you're taking a message, if there is an interview, if there are audio visual material, everything has a reference, and that reference can be having it can be put into the reference format, and these are all important aspects which you have to mention in the research. You should not escape any one of this. You should know that there are the bibliographical details which you can add it in your bibliography. So maybe this is something new to you, but yes, there are bibliographical details which you can write it in your bibliographies. I will explain it to you through the reference management tools, how you're going to cite it. So what are they? How many are there? You can just look at it. Even a blog post, even an Instagram, your message, if that is relevant, or if that making an effect to your research, that could be considered with considering the research ethical points. So even if it is a statute, if it is a government publication, everything you have to cite in the format. So these much documents are there which you can use as a reference. Then reference styles, we know that some common reference styles we follow, that Harvard, Vancouver, APA, MLA, Chicago. This majority people we follow this, but some non-common reference styles are there which generally followed by the specialized fields such as medical, engineering, law. In ACS, you can see the ACS, that is Chemical Society, American Chemical Society. They have their fixed reference styles, and some databases are forcing to follow these styles which are more commonly accepted worldwide. AGLC is there, AMA is there, CSE is there, IEEE is there. These are common reference styles. There is a difference between in-text citation and bibliography. As I said, bibliography is at the end of your research final product, but in-text citation is something that you cited in between of your research research chapters, wherever it is necessary, you cite it in between. So there are 3 types of in-text citations, such as parenthetical citation, which you give generally if you see that literature review, in the chapter of literature review, we mention the author's name, and into bracket we mention the year, and then we go on adding the its review. So that kind of citation is parenthetical citations, and at the end we provide this bibliography of that particular in-text citation. Then there is another part which is note citation. Note citation is generally followed by law people and some of the science areas. So researcher put the source reference at the footnote or at the end note. So that is note citation. And numeric citation is something that we commonly follow, that we give the numbers to that referred para, and that number is given at the end of bibliography, and that is matched. So that is numeric citation. These kind of in-text citations are there, we generally see. So until this, it was a basic related to bibliography, in-text citations, terms, and various styles of references. So moving to the reference management part, which is extremely important, and I feel that this is the gist of this lecture. That reference management is what? Reference management is to know how users organize citations in their research papers, assignments, dissertations, thesis, or projects, and a number of research products. So this your skill, that how you are going to manage your references in the process of your research or while conducting the research. Reference management is to cite correctly in a standard citation format. We have to take care that you are citing it properly, and throughout the research you are citing it in a correct manner, in a uniqueness, you are following a unique format. So that care has to be taken. Then users can do it manually. Now RMS tools are available, so you can do it either manually with the help of RM tool, or there are tools which are helping you to create the bibliography within a period of within a very short period, if you are managing it properly throughout the process. So both the things are important. Manage it manually or through the online sources. So let's see that what happens generally, that I also have experience, that what happens generally, we people we prefer that we start writing research thesis, or we conduct a research, and in between we forget to mention the references, or we forget to note down the references, and we escape that process. We say that generally I will do it in the latter part, or I will do it at the end, but that time it is a very difficult task, and very difficult, sometimes we miss out the very important references that we have taken, and that is injustice to our project. So we have to take care of that, and for that there are various RM tools, reference management tools, some which are very popular and freely available to you. If at today or at the end of this session, if you could at least go to this 7 to 8 RM tools, that will be very helpful for you in future. I'm sure that at least one of it, if you see and go through it, you will use it throughout your life. So which are they? Cytovy. Cytovy is extremely popular, and it is very easy to handle. Nowadays they have made it on trial basis, and with few charges they are giving it to us. Then EndNote. These all RM tools are available on databases nowadays. If you see PubMed, if you see Google Scholar, they have the citations which you can convert it to this EndNote, Cytovy, or if you add the extensions on your web browser, you will get the final bibliography list at the end of the research project. So there is Jabref, Mendeley. Mendeley is most commonly used. Then Papers, Quikka, Reference Work, and then Zotero. Zotero is very easy to use, and I will share you the glimpse of it. But before going to that RM tool, let me tell you that Google Scholar, if you simply go to Google Scholar, I think many of you are following this, or you are already aware of this, but let's see. If you go to Google Scholar and if you put a word, for example, say sociology, if you put a word sociology there, the results are coming. And in that results, if you take this, the second one, sociology in a book format, if you see that here there are citations mentioned in the inverted commas, double inverted comma is given, its full form is to cite. The citations are given properly of that book provided by the Google Scholar database itself. So it is a ready-made source for you to get that reference in your research. If you click on that citation, see there are 5 major reference styles that particular material is given in MLA style, in APA style, Chicago, Harvard, Buchanan. 5 of these are given here as a ready-made source of bibliography to you. You can just have, you can just copy it, or you can either import it to BibTeX or EndNote or RefMan or RefWorks. This will provide you a notepad, or if you import it, it will be a ready-made database along with you after the end of that. If you download EndNote and that, it will be a ready-made source for you. So this is something which you can easily copy it from here and check if it is everything is mentioned, and then you can move ahead. So that will be an helpful to you while conducting the research. Then I have given an example of JSTOR databases. JSTOR is free database, not free, but if you are having an Enlist database with you, I think every library is now a part of Enlist. So Enlist is providing you the JSTOR database, which is very good in social sciences and in languages. So if you go to JSTOR, you will, and if you put a word, I have just given you the screenshot because the time is not there, but if you see the JSTOR and go to its searching strategy, if you put a word psychology there, you will get results. But out of these results, let's say this, and there you will get at the right hand, download, save, and cite option. If you click on the cite option, you are getting many databases are now having these facilities. So you are going to get a ready-made reference source. If you click on the cite facility, again they have given you the MLA, Chicago, and APA style. So you can copy it and proceed further. So this is the way easily you can have the, this is not RM tool, but I'm telling you in general because this may help you in your research. So this is how you can copy the standard reference styles from the source. But then why there is, why we are going to RMS tools, or why we are preferring RM tool? Because sometimes certain databases or such a Google Scholar facility is there, but they have not cataloged all the details of them. So we have to not escape a single bibliographic detail from the detail from such. We can just copy it, but maybe the important catalog or bibliographic detail is missing here. That can be possible. So we have to have a reference management tool with us to avoid this drawback of the ready-made available citations from such sources. So I have just given you the home screen of this Citavi. Okay, you can just keep the Citavi and make your own library and import it. I will show you the Zotero in detail. Then this is EndNote. It is Jabref, which you can freely download and have the access. It is Mendeley. Many of you are aware of it. It is Papers, and this is Quikka. It's a simple but little bit difficult to operate. So I want you to show the Zotero part. Let's see Zotero. Zotero is a free and open source reference management software. Why we are seeing Zotero? It is free. You can change the codes of it. If you are expert in or if you are master in computer science, you can even use the source code and develop your own Zotero different thing. So that is a different part, but it has an open source, free. You don't have to pay for it. It is publicly accessible. Once you have your data is stored in your PC, it can be, if you have downloaded the extension version with Chrome, you can make it available to online. Your data, your saved data can be made, can be available at any any corner of the world. By sitting any corner of the world, you can access your saved data or your articles, your books, which you have referred during that project. So that is a benefit of it. Then it helps researchers in collecting literature, organizing literature, the references in their paper directly. So it helps you to organize, collect, organize, and manage it in a systematic manner. So that is why Zotero is more commonly and most commonly used. Then users can ask Zotero online and offline also. It has a very good facility of forum. You ask if there is a query, and the immediate answer or the solution is there. It can be accessed through anything like desktop, laptop, and Android phone. I want you to at least do few things on Zotero so that with those 2 to 3 things, you will be able to solve your reference management problem. Now let's see how to use this Zotero. Is the screen visible, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you go to Google, and is it visible, no?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to Google and just put the Zotero word there, Zotero website is arrived. And this Zotero window, you have an option. I have not yet kept my login, so this is open for you. You have the option of downloading it, or you can log into it first. You have to register to it. It will just take 2 to 3 minutes if you want to log in. You may register first if you don't have an account. I have an account. You can register here if you want. Otherwise, if you are already registered, just log into it. This is my library. Or I will first log out and show you how to download it. So on this web page, if you download it, it's a very simple process. It will just take 2 to 5 minutes. I have already downloaded. You can download this Zotero 5.0 version for Windows, and along with this, you have to download and install Google Chrome connector, Zotero connector. That will be automatically add to your web browser here, which will be seen here. So I have downloaded both the things, and once you download this Zotero 5.0 in your PC, you get this icon on your toolbar if you want. So this toolbar, or this is the window of Zotero, where we can do the manual entries. When we have the data with us, which is not an online document, you can do manual entries for the correction in the if you want that reference in a prescribed manner, you can do it manually. So it takes a time, but if you want to do it in a proper sense, if you have a print source with you, then you can do it manually on this data saved. So what 2 things you have to do once you install it? Just go to edit and change the preference settings. If you synchronize it with your account, I have synchronized it with my Zotero online registered account, login account. So it will give you all the details which you add online, it will come to here, and which you add here will go to online session. So it is a connector of that. You have to synchronize your data. Along with that, citation. Just 2 things you have to do. Citations, you can choose which type of reference style you're going to use. There are this much, but if you want additional, we don't require additionally, but if you want, there are some additional styles. You can add it from this side. So just make it okay. Once you are synchronized, just go to this my library point, and here you can have your own separate folder for each project which you are going to have it in future. So if you just add here, the folder name comes, you can say that my topic was books data, let's say. So I have prepared it, this books data folder. So here you can add which item you want to add manually. Book section, document, see how many types are there. Email, journal article, link to file, you can have more. See, this much are there. even a small case, even a blog post, even an audio recording, even a film, forum post. See, people, this has to be, we have to get addicted to it. That we have to refer, we have to give the reference to such small sources that may offer, that may, it may be a problematic for you in future, because right now there are very small things that are watching you, and where you are from referring it, you have to produce the references. So these things are there. You can see the interview, journal article, letter, magazine article. Everything has a different format and different reference style, which you can. Suppose I have selected this email manually, so it comes here. Item times type it as email, subject. You have to put it manually here. Author, abstract, date. This is the manual entry type. So you can have these much points for single email reference if you want to add it in your bibliography. Apart from that, you can add another point as such. So once you do it manually, this is a kind of manual importing data. Then if you go to this and if you install a Chrome connector, immediately the icon here in the web browser address bar, it comes that extension. You know that extension is always there. You go on add extensions, the bar is, the symbol is come at the web bar. So here if you click and say Zotero connector, then it is automatically added to your Zotero. For example, if I go to Google Scholar and I want an article from psychology, say, or psychology intervention, say, it is the topic here. So I want a PDF this as a reference to be added in my bibliography. So I'll click here. Once this icon has already arrived here, so I will click the PDF or the PDF part of it. Which window you're providing the source as a to that icon will give you the details. If you provide the detailed PDF, then it will give you the details of that. So just click on this and just say Zotero, in which, just click on Zotero, in which data you want to add. You can see here that you want to add it over here. And here, just say, just do this and say done. So if you see this, it is immediately added to your, even at the backstage, it is added to your Zotero backend. So you can see the details of that. It has also added the apps. It has also added the abstract. You can omit that if you want. So publication, everything, every detail, every single page retrieval detail, everything has come there. It is a bibliography. So if you go on adding this, or either if you are having the articles with you on your PC, you can even add that just by dragging it to the folder. I have the folder with me here. Review articles. So I will just drag one article to here. It has processed and it is added. So once it is added, you can see it here in the home page, or it is in this page. So it is added. Now you can see my library as a master file in which I have saved these documents. So there are these much documents, and in a simple way, if you want to convert it into your bibliography, so once you are finished with the importing part, if you are at the end of your importing part, let's go on adding your material, and then at the end create a bibliography. So it will be coming under a single head. So if you want all these things as a bibliography, you can just select it, Control A, and just right click on it and see that create a bibliography from these items. So which style, it asks you in which style you want it. So APA 7th edition latest, in which output mode you want it. I want it as a bibliography and save it as an RTF. So it will be open in any Word, Excel, whatever it will be. So I will say okay. Once it is okay, it will ask you for the saving part. So if you save it on the desktop, just save it and title bibliography, and it is saved. Just see. Maybe I have dragged some irrelevant files, so that will come automatically. So see here, this 17 file was empty, so it come as empty. You can see the ready references file with you at the end, which is arranged in an alphabetical manner. So I think these two features are enough for you to understand how Zotero can be used to save your time, to import your bibliography, to import your material, and at the end, how you can produce a very good very well arranged in a single format, in a single platform. You're getting all the data with you. You can play with it as if you go on easy with it. You can play with it and you can have interesting Zotero features. You can see interesting Zotero features because it has the open source code. That is why it will never be in the paid situation. So you can have a Zotero. You can use this Zotero for your research. This is what I feel. Then I have said to you. So here we have, apart from that, I have shown you that there are various reference tools you can use. This is how you can use, and these are the references which I have referred. I just wanted to make you aware about this RMS tools. We all are actually, we are going through this process, and we have a lot of things at the end of our mind that we suddenly start collecting such resources which we have referred, and we suddenly come to know that, oh my God, we have escaped this, we have forgot this to add, and we have unnecessarily added this, or we have not given the insight in text citation properly. So we can use RMS tools for that, and with the help of this RM tools, you can arrange your overall research in a very precise and a very systematic way. So within 30 minutes, I wanted to end it. So is there any question, or if anything from your side, you can add it to me. We can discuss it. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Now session is open for discussion. Karuna Shankar raised her hand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please unmute mic. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. First of all, I congratulate you. You express your views on this regarding tools. I have one question regarding tools. This is a free.
Yes, absolutely.
You can download from the Google also, or there is any link?
From any web browser you can download, but if you download it from Google Chrome, that will be very useful because it has extension along with Google Chrome, and it is free. It is open source. You can play with it. You can add your own also if you are expertise. So it is completely open. Zotero, I prefer it because it is very good and very easy to handle. I have just shown you 2 features of it. There are many other features, but at least if you are well to these 2 features, I'm sure you will use it lifetime.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Patil ma'am.
Yes, sir. It is my great privilege to propose vote of thanks at the outset on behalf of organizing committee, HGM College Karad, in association with HRDC, Savitribai Phule Pune University, and on behalf of us all, I express a deep sense of gratitude to Priyanka Naikawdi for her brilliant talk. We are grateful to you. Your deliberation of this session was quite fruitful to all of us. I am also grateful to whole organizing team of this FDP. Last but not the least, I express my heartfelt thanks to all the delegates and participants. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.